Today, I'll be showing you guys how you guys can make these 6 text effects so you guys can go viral the next time you post an edit on social media. All of these effects will be simple and easy to make if you guys watch through the tutorial. So once again, let's waste no more time and get straight on into the video. First up, we're going to be making this rocky text effect. We're going to be adding our basic text effect. To start, go to the Effects and Presets panel and search up Bevel Alpha. Once you find it right over here, go ahead and drag it to your layer. Put the edge thickness to 3.5. Now go ahead and search up Deep Glow, and once you find it, go ahead and add it to your text layer. We're going to adjust the radius to 350 and the exposure to 0.3. Now go ahead and go back to your Effects and Presets and search up Drop Shadow. Drag it over to your layer and now set the opacity to 100, distance to 15, and softness to 20. And as you can see, we have this basic text effect covered, and now we're going to be adding all the special effects that will help us make that rocky texture look. To start, go ahead and search up Fractal Noise in your Effects and Presets panel and drag it above Deep Glow. Now we're going to be setting the contrast to 200. The brightness, keep it at 0. And for the complexity, we're going to set it to 20. For the fractal type, set it to Turbulent Smooth, and you'll have this rocky texture ready. But in order to make it cyan or whatever color you'd like, go ahead and go to Effects and Presets and search up S_tint. Drag it under Fractal Noise and set the tint lights to whatever color you'd like. So if you guys would like red, you can set it to that. If you guys want blue, you can set it to that as well. In order to animate this effect, go ahead and go to Evolution. Press Alt on your keyboard and press this time thing right over here. Type in time *250. Just click anywhere in your layer to exit out of the expression. On top of that, we're going to be adding some turbulent displace, and to do this, search up turbulent displace in Effects and Presets and add it on top of every single effect. And for this, we're going to set the amount to 7 and the size to 20 along with the complexity to 3. Now we're going to put the evolution and do the same thing again. Press Alt on your keyboard and click this stopwatch thing right over here. Time *250. Enable motion blur on your layer, and once we play it, as you can see, we have this text effect ready. Next up, we're going to be making this wood textured effect. To do this, start off by having a normal text layer and applying the exact same stuff that we did at the start. So that would be Bevel Alpha, Deep Glow, and Drop Shadow. Now go ahead and go to your Effects and Presets and search up S_texture micro. Select it and drag it on top of Deep Glow right over here. Now we're going to start off by setting the frequency to 3 and the boil speed to 1.2. And we're going to set our color 0 to a dark brown and set our color 1 to a light orange. And simply like that, we have our wood texture created. Next, we're going to be making this radioactive plasma text effect. To make this, go to Effects and Presets and search up S_texture plasma. Drag it over to your text layer and put it above Deep Glow. And go to glow color and set it to pink or whatever you'd like, and put the phase speed to 0.8, noise frequency to 1.5, and set the noise octaves to 3. Now enable motion blur on your layer by clicking this button, and there we go, we should have this effect created. Next, we're going to be making this shatter effect for our text layer, and to do this, once again, go to Effects and Presets and search up Shatter. This should pop in right away, and go ahead and place it wherever you'd like. I recommend placing it on top of every single layer in order to make the effect look clean. And for view, let's go ahead and put it to rendered and go to shape and select the pattern and put it to glass. Now put the repetitions to 45 and go to force 1 and set the radius to 0. Go to where you want your shatter to start. In my case, I'm going to do it around the 1 second mark, and go ahead and set another keyframe over here, and then go to where you want your shatter to end and set the radius to 1. Now go to physics, rotation speed, and put it to 0.4. Set the viscosity to 0 and the mass variance to 0 again, and set the gravity to 10 now, and you should have this clean shatter effect created. Now we'll be getting into some of the more advanced text effects, such as 3D text. And to start, go ahead and create a random text layer and put whatever text you'd like. In my case, I've put in 3D text. And for this, you don't have to put on any effects for the original text layer. Just go ahead and press Ctrl Y on your keyboard, or go to Layer, New, and press Solid. Put the color to whatever you want and press OK. Now we're going to go to Effects and Presets and search up Element, drag it to your layer, go to Custom Layers, Custom Text and Masks, and put the path layer 1 to our 3D text layer or whatever text you have. Now we're going to go into the scene setup. Start off by pressing Extrude, go to Bevel Copies and put it to 2. And now go ahead and select your first layer, put the extrude amount to 1.63 and put the size down to 0. Go to Bevel 2 and put the expand edges to 0.17 Now we're going to go to our Pro Shaders 2, go to Metal and select Metal Black Chips, go to Bevel 1 and select Metal Copper Dirt. Go down until you see Reflectivity and put the color to whatever you'd like. In my case, let's go ahead and go for a little bit of a gold color. So something like that. Press OK and press OK on the top right corner of your screen. Now we'll have our 3D text extruded. If you see over here, we still have our original text layer enabled, as you can see. So start off by disabling it by pressing this eye marker. Now go ahead and go back to your 3D text layer, select group 1, go to particle look, and set a keyframe at the start and put the size to 0. And once you're over 1.5 seconds or so, go and put the particle size to 10. Now go to multi-object and press enable multi-object and set a keyframe for values like X rotation, displace, and rotation random. And now go to the place where you put your particle size keyframes. Set the X rotation to 2 and put the random rotation to 12 and put the displace to 0.15. Now we're going to go back to the start of our layer and set our keyframe values to -95, random rotation to 70, and put our displace value to -1.03. Now we'll have this animation complete, but in order to make it fast and look clean, we're going to go ahead and select all our keyframes, right click, go to keyframe assistant and press easy ease. Now select each effect you applied and go to the graph editor. Now select the first handle and drag it all the way up like this, and select that last handle right over here and drag it to the left like so. Repeat this for every single keyframe you set. If not, you guys can use Flow if you guys have the plugin and apply this graph to every single keyframe. Go ahead and apply a motion blur to your layer and we should have this effect complete, as you can see. Now in order to customize our text effect a little bit, go to Effects and Presets and search up Deep Glow, drag it to your layer over here, set the radius to 500 and keep the exposure to 0.6. Now we're going to be adding a little bit of a tint. Press enable and set the color to a light yellow or something that's related to the color of your text layer, and then search up BCC drop shadow, drag it to your layer like so, and put the shadow intensity to 75. Duplicate the layer by pressing Ctrl D. Now we'll have a second BCC drop shadow. Now put the shadow intensity to 20. Select both of your text layers like this. Press Ctrl Shift C on your keyboard to pre-compose the layer. Press OK. Now go ahead and press Ctrl Alt Y or go to Layer, New, and Adjustment Layer. Cut the adjustment layer around the place where you have your keyframe values to the max. Press Ctrl Shift D on your keyboard to cut the layer where you want. Now go ahead and delete the rest of the adjustment layer. Now we're going to be adding some shakes. And to do this, go to Effects and Presets and search up S_shake. Drag it over to your layer like so. Go ahead and set the amplitude at the start to 0.6. Go to the end of your layer and put it to 0. Now set the frequency to 5 and enable motion blur on your layer. Press U on your keyboard to bring up the keyframes. Select it, right click keyframe assistant and press easy ease. Go to your graph editor, and now we're going to be making this graph over here. So select the top handle, drag it down, select the bottom handle and drag it to the left. And just like that, we have this 3D text animation complete. For our final text effect, we're going to be making this 3D slide in text. Go ahead and prepare your layer the same way that we did before by adding your basic text. And on top of that, create a solid layer and put an element. Go to custom layers, path layer 1, and put in your first layer. Now we'll have this text effect applied, which is because we already went into scene setup and applied the same stuff except we changed the colors. Once again, if you guys want to change the color of your 3D text, go to reflectivity and select the color and put it to whatever you want. If you guys want to save your own text templates, just go ahead and go to group folder, right click and press save as model preset. And it'll pop up over here if you guys save it ahead. But anyways, we're going to press OK because we already have everything applied. Now go to group 1 and we're going to enable particle size, set the keyframe over here and go to around the place where you'd like your animation to end. Now we're going to go ahead and set our particle size to 15. Set a keyframe for random rotation along with displace. And we're going to put our displace values to 0.18 and our random rotation to 48. Now go ahead and go to the start of your layer and set everything down to 0. Close up group 1, go to animation engine and press enable. Set a keyframe for the animation value over here, select it and put it to 100. And now go to the place where your clip ends and set it down to 0. Next, open up radial options, press position XY and select this little anchor thing over here and set it to the left or the right side if you want. And set the direction to inward, which I've done already, and you will have this animation complete. But as you can see, it is a little bit slow at the moment. So what we're going to do is select all of our keyframes. But before we do that, press U on your keyboard to enable all the keyframes. Select it, right click and go to keyframe assistant and turn on easy ease. And now go into your graph editor, right click over here, turn on your speed graph. Now go ahead and select everything and drag this handle to the left and make sure the influence is at 100. Now we're going to be adjusting out the keyframes a little bit. Select the keyframes over here on the top related to particle size. Press Alt on your keyboard and drag it out just a little bit and select the random rotation keyframes. Press Alt on your keyboard and drag it out just like so, and select the displace keyframes and do the same thing. And if we play our animation after we enable motion blur on your layer, it should look something like this. That's pretty much going to be the end of this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If this tutorial helped you out, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions regarding the tutorial, make sure to drop them down in the comment section down below. Once again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.